Welcome to the Smoking Word. Welcome to the Smoking Word.
What's up, everybody? The Smokin' Word podcast is always brought to you by CasaDeRock.com. That's my merch store. You know what's up. You want to support me or the show? We got you. We got slides. We got ashtrays. We got t-shirts. We got caps. Him, hers, everything in between. We got you. So if you like what I do, or if you like how the stuff looks on you, or if you just wanted to burn it, you could cop it at CasaDeRock.com. I got you. And listen, I only sell in America. I only do U.S. because international is crazy at the moment. But my brother Theo at CasaDeRock.eu, I repeat, for international, anywhere on the planet, CasaDeRock.eu, and tell Theo the Hoya Rock sent you, and he'll hook you up. But on the real, shout out to everybody who's been supporting me through these crazy months and holding me down. And always, again, shout out to my Patreon family. They let all the extra shit happen. They keep me motivated. They help me stay on my toes, bro. Shout out to all my my family. You know, these are lifeless. They're with the podcast, and you know, they're stuck with us. So shout out to the fam. Shout out to Mick Lambrow, Australia. We love you and keep killing it with the art. Ray Hogan, thank you, and everybody else who's been holding us down. And I hope you enjoy the Roger Moret episode that just dropped. By the time you hear this, it should be available. You know what? Yeah, by the time you hear this, you guys already have heard it. But shout out to my Patreon family for getting it first. You get everything first and all the exclusive shit. That's what you get when you become a patron. There's different tiers, but you get exclusive shit. You get first dibs on any party we have. And that's also another way you can support the show. So patreon.com/the Smokin' Word. If you're feeling generous and you like what I do and you want the show to keep going, that's how you do it. Again, shout out to the Patreon family for holding me down. Patreon.com/the Smokin' Word. You know, you can follow me on Instagram. You know how live I get. Shout out to everybody following me on the lives and all that, all around the planet. Follow me at Hoya Rock 357 on Instagram. The Smokin' Word podcast has an Instagram, Smokin' Word podcast on Instagram. Make sure if you have any questions or anything you want to ask us, you can hit us on there. We have a lot of shit planned coming up. I can't wait to fucking have you tap in, but we're not ready yet, but we got a lot of shit about to drop. So shout out to everybody who's been tuning into the podcast. You must subscribe to the YouTube channel, Smokin' Word TV. Listen, there's plateaus in this shit, and we're about to hit our first plateau. So I need everybody. Let's take the Smokin' Word and the culture to the next level. Smokin' Word TV on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the reminders, leave a comment, do all that good shit. Anyway, on this episode of the Smokin' Word, I got two of my brothers. I got my brother Mike Gallo and my brother Big Truth from the Big Truth podcast. I had them come in so we could get a little update on the Hooligan Holiday that just happened, and it just gave me a reason to talk shit with my brothers. So stay tuned, catch the wave, and let's set this shit off. But no, I was like, so first of all, for everybody, you know, tapping in right now, you know, I wanted to do this fucking podcast. Obviously, I saw some of you guys on the New York Hardcore Chronicles, and on top of that, we were supposed to be playing these shows that the weekend, and obviously this snowstorm shit we canceled. And one of the main reasons to do this weekend was obviously to see all our family up. And so since we couldn't make it, I was looking at everybody's feed. I was waiting to see what was popping up, and it looked cold.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, everyone was inside. You know, it's not like it was winter in Albany. We weren't on roof decks and chilling out. Everyone was inside, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. About you. I was cold.
Because you know what sucks? You're inside getting fucked up and you sweat, and then you got to walk out. Ooh.
Yeah. Luckily, most of us stayed at the hotel that was right across the street from the venue. Like it wasn't it was a minute walk, so it wasn't bad. But what really sucked was the dress up day, because everyone's all dressed up, but like you don't have like big coats. Like you ain't gonna put a North Face over a suit. You know what I mean? So that was
yeah.
Did you do that, Gallo?
Gallo, I wouldn't listen. Back in the day, we used to rock when we were all skinned down. We had DMs, braces, but we would have triple fat gooses on. They used to call us. They would call us disco skins.
Yeah.
Who even says disco anymore? Disco skins. Like what in 1970? This was like in 1989. They were saying disco skins. Even that was outdated.
But I'm gonna ask a stupid question here because I was having technical difficulties. Are we rolling right now, or is this
we rolling? But if anything, listen, I don't play games right now. I don't count to 3, then pull the band-aid.
No,
we just go right in. And then, if anything was fucking out of pocket, nobody said nothing that could, incriminate them. So we good to go.
Yeah.
Except what Gallo was saying about you early. Oh no.
Whatever.
but hold on. So all right. So were both of you guys up there from day one? Let's take day one of this weekend. So all right, everybody, I want to get these guys to basically give us an update on what went on, because there was 3 days. And I know some of us went up there for all the days. Some of us went up there for just selective days. But basically, it was a weekend. For everybody who don't know, there was 3 days of a fuckload of bands in Albany, New York. My brother, Mike Valenti, he's fucking from Brick by Brick. He got a new spot. He's, if anybody's trying to fucking look for a spot to play, if you got real fucking inquiries or whatever the fucking word is, inquiries. But look up for Lenny. He's doing his thing, and the club, it looked cool. From what I saw, the stage and the couple of shots, it looked like it was.
Yeah, it was dope.
So tell me, all right.
It was reminiscent of like Worcester Palladium without all the seats, because upstairs was the big venue, and then they had the smaller venue downstairs. So it's 2 different size venues, and then even going on that, Tragedy got the Fuse Box now too, and that's another dope spots for shows up in Albany.
Yeah, that's fucking great. When I found out Tragedy, I was like, that's amazing, because besides Albany history, I love all my Albany brothers, but I can't. That shit got Madball history. We came up playing them more than just Albany. Like Albany is part of Madball history, just straight up before a lot of things, because they had one of the strongest scenes at one point, hands fucking down. Like QE2, it was a must. You went there like you would go to a CB's or Wetlands. You know what I mean? It was just a must. And then when I heard Traj somehow Traj does his magic, I was fucking amped, because you know what? You need somebody who came up in it, and who wants to make it work, and who better than him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got history. Was he bounced there when he was a kid and shit? You know what I mean?
And Traj is like the heartbeat.
He owns half Albany right now.
That's what I'm saying. He's the heartbeat of Albany. You heard it here first. I gave him that title. Shout out to Tragedy for fucking. What happened?
He got laundromats. He got fucking barbershops, fucking
meadery.
Yo, Traj, give me a Traj, I need a job, motherfucker. Hit me up. Yo, shout out to Traj, but on the real, I love seeing people do things, and not only that, he's killing it with his, just his brain and his work ethic and whatever. He's giving back to his city. Those dudes love Albany. It's hard to love Albany. Don't get me wrong. I love a lot of people in Albany, but to love Albany, that's like, having a lot of people in Albany. You're just forced to like them. You have to like them.
It's a gloomy ass place in the winter, man. Gloomy ass.
Yeah, no, but it was dope. So all right, let's take this. All right, so Gallo, day one. When do you end up there? You end up there from day one, or what's your
day one? I actually wound up. I was supposed to go up, me and my wife, on Saturday, but and then she was going to come back Sunday morning, because we had the thing on Sunday, and with the snowstorm going on, she's like, I'm not traveling in this bullshit.
Smart.
So she goes, this is how cool my wife is. She goes like this: why don't you go up on Friday night, beat the fucking storm, and go up there by yourself, and I'll see you when you go home. I was like, all right, cool. She's like, I know
she ain't stupid. You know? She got you out of the house. She got the house. She got the champagne. You know, they're like confetti. Chippendales walking in. Yeah. The Chippendales collared dudes with big chests walking in. Forget it. I'll get you out to stay longer. Stay. Yeah, she said Venmoing you money. Stay longer.
His room money for another night.
Yeah. I pay, but babe, stay there. I just paid for 2 more nights.
Yeah. The rooms are closed here. You gotta stay.
Yeah, but that's dope. So you went up. She basically was smart. You know, women's intuition. No, but she stood back, held it down, and then so you went up Friday.
Yeah, I went up Friday afternoon. Got out there pretty early. Met at Trad's barbershop. Met some of the fellas up there. We hung out. We went up to the Fuse Box, hung with Tragedy for a little bit, and then then from there, just spent the whole weekend up there. It's fucking great. The show was amazing. Shit set it off, and then Murphy's Law the next night. And unfortunately, you guys canceled Sunday, but we still got to hang with the fellas. So cool.
No, for sure. It's true. So the first day, did you make it for the first day?
Yeah. I got there Friday, and I got there when everyone was hanging at the Fuse Box. So
all right.
Me and Gallo got to tag up the place pretty hard.
Now, let me ask you: when he opens the Fuse Box like that, it's open like a regular bar during the day like that? Was just, I mean, obviously, I know. I don't know if that was just for the.
I think they opened a little. I think they opened a little later, but we got there early. He opened for us, you know.
Of course, but normally on a normal day, he opens it up like a regular bar. Is that how it works? Oh, all right.
Yeah, there's a bar out front, and then the show venue area in the back.
I remember the bar in the front, but I wasn't sure if that's how he's running it as a bar. Like I didn't know if he just changed it. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's perfect for him too, man. Right? A fucking bar, get a haircut, have a drink.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
He's got to have a good assistant or something, man, because those are a lot of businesses to juggle, you know.
Oh yeah, he's crazy. Definitely fucking. He has mental problems. We don't know that. Yeah. And all right, so you go up there. Who's playing the first day? Because I got confused when I first saw it, like early on the bill, whatever. Because I didn't know about shit. I just knew, I learned through Instagram. That's how I learned about my show.
Of course.
And then I was like, oh shit, it's like a Super Bowl day. I was like, wow, we're all together. That's gonna be crazy one day.
Yeah,
I thought. And then I saw it was spread out through a couple of days.
So it was Sheer Terror on Friday, right?
Yes, Sheer Terror Friday. I don't know who else would played. It was definitely Sheer Terror Friday. Murphy's Law and the Take on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, so all right. And then you make it up the first day, and then everybody. So it was like, did you guys go out and eat the first day? And you guys went out and ate up there when you met up with the fucking gorillas? Because we would there's always a spot to eat with all the animals.
Service is mad slow up there.
Yeah, you gonna talk about the Crike place?
Where we go after for lunch?
You broke up, Gallo. What's up?
Look, he's frozen.
Pancake house.
You went to a pancake house?
It was a Crike.
Yeah, service was terrible.
And let me ask you, and this new club, where is the new club located in Albany? It was near Valentine's, right? Is that what they said?
Yeah, it was downtown.
Yeah. It was somewhere downtown.
Oh, somewhere downtown, yeah. Because I'm wondering where. I mean, Albany's fucking this big. You know what I mean? It's fucking,
oh yeah, small Albany.
Yeah, and fucking. And then where you guys ended up staying, you stood the fucking. You guys had a hotel locked down with everybody, because I know there was a lot of people coming in from out of town.
Yeah, they had a kind of rate for us at the Hampton Inn Hilton across the street, and it's literally like the hotel, the parking lot, and then the venue. So it was perfect. And
it was great.
Was there, some dudes from San Francisco, Eric from San Francisco was there. Some of the Florida, like there was people from all over. It was a good time, man. It was like the bowl almost. It was like the closest we've had to the bowl in a couple of years, with the lockdowns.
Yeah. Now let me ask you. So Gallo, before this, I know obviously there's been some shows here and there and whatever, but is this the first time you got to see a bunch of the fellas together?
For the most part,
right?
Yeah, which was great. there've been some events here and there. I've seen some of the guys, but this is the first time I've seen. I mean, you got some of the Florida guys, the Denver guys. Got to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time. A couple of guys from Arizona.
Yeah, I saw them
it was
come
good
up.
to just see everyone, break bread, just hang, have a couple of drinks, and just be with each other.
Because obviously, I know you would see most of the shows or stuff from playing shows, and obviously we ain't playing shows. And true, I was gonna ask you the same shit because I know if you go to shows that ain't for playing, you're mostly catching them to chill. And I know there's been shows going there, but have you been catching shows? And if you have you been seeing a big group of the fellas in one shot since this?
This was the biggest, you know what I mean? Besides the park,
Okay, that's what I was saying. So that was the last time was the park, right?
Yeah, exactly. The park, and then this was the last time to see this many days over, I see Boston and New York a lot because physical location, geography, but the South Carolina guys were there. It was good, man. It was good.
Ain't it crazy? I mean, we don't know this whole shit without getting into it, but getting into it, like, ain't it crazy that now it's like, I'll see you, mate. If I see you in 6 months, I hope.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's a total reset on everything. Like it's like you almost can't take nothing for granted anymore, and time is there's a whole different measure of time. We got like 2 years that are lost that don't even really count fully. It's bananas.
The one thing I do hope it takes, and not just because I saw the light, and I just saw the light. What I seen the light, it was with time. That shit is the one thing we got zero control of.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of these memes, sayings, fucking Buddhas, Hindu yogis, all that. I love all that shit. All those, I repost them. All those great sayings, I love them.
Yeah.
But the fact is, the one thing, and they say it in some of those, time is the one thing we got no control of. And that shit is going fast. Like, we don't realize it till we're old. And then when we realize it, it goes too fast.
It's because we know we don't got as much time left. So we got to make the most out of the second set of it.
But that sucks. Why does it work that we got to realize that shit fucking, that late? Like, some people get it early, but no, not people like us.
That's why they say youth is wasted on the young. You know what I mean?
I mean, we definitely got our money's worth, but
we
I hope it's worth it in the end. It's insane, dude. Like I said it before, I knew things were changing when I was happy to see motherfuckers I hated.
Yeah.
I was happy to hate them in person. Like, I saw people at the park show that I didn't like, and I was like, yo, you know what? Good to see you. It's good to almost hate you in person. Like, like it was never that serious. So here's a hug for like just being humans. But like I want to hate you. I still hate you, but not as bad as before.
Yeah. I'm glad you're still here so I can hate you more.
Yeah, and then because you realize certain shit wasn't that serious. Like, as far as like, sure, I don't like this. I like that. At the end of the day, I was no lie. I use that as a joke, but I was happy to see maybe some people that maybe I didn't so much care for, but even seeing them, like, oh shit, look at this dude. Oh shit, look at that. Oh, look at this girl. Oh yeah, I remember them. Yeah, they go to even people you don't really know. Just how crazy that we will get happy about just seeing people from all the world in the same place together.
I think it just made us more aware that we took a lot for granted, and makes you more appreciative of things now. If there's one positive takeaway, it's more of that. Like, you have to appreciate what's around, because it might not be around. Whether it shows or a fucking person, they might not be there tomorrow.
And more than ever, like what you just said, shows and people. Like, and when you just hear it like that, we know it because shows to us is more than just a show. A show's is our life. If we're on stage or on it, our lifestyle, our whole life is based around a music scene. So it's everything, and those two things are at stake. Like, people dying from just, we're at an age where, okay, some of that happens. Now there's also some shit that it's contributing or not, whatever that story is, whatever it is. But there's definitely an uptick if it's time or whatever, but time keeps ticking. Like I said, things keep, and now it's really a new chapter for everything, dude. Like all these, like before it was just the older generation talking about the internet. Oh, I don't do Instagram. I don't do that. Well, guess what? That was 2 years ago problem. This year is these problems now, motherfucker. Okay, that's whatever. Yo, you better reboot your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. No doubt. You better.
When I knew when I knew things really changed is when I saw Madball play on a parking lot floor at in Providence.
For me was
But to me, that was I was so stoked on that because it was a show, but it was also a statement. And not every you could choose to go or not to go because it was the early days when things were still kind of weird, and you guys did it and you rocked out. You didn't skip a beat, and
I would have played a backyard of a fucking anywhere.
Yeah,
just to be in a place around people that are my people, and to get to talk together and complain or be like talk about what's cracking. Yo, let's remember this.
Yeah.
Even motherfuckers in prison are together.
Yeah.
You understand? You're forced to change your life and you got to live in a different, but you're there with fucking 30, 40, 50, 100 other motherfuckers together. So even there, you could break off in your little clique. You got religious people go work out. They're the eaters. They're the guys that want to fight. But you got, like, we were all left to fend for ourselves. You know, I'm like, it's a different ball game. You know, like,
oh, it's a different world.
It's and like I said,
shit.
And that's what I was saying. Like, I was looking online to see pictures of people hanging out. You know, when you missed the show, if you were a kid and you missed the show and we had the internet, you know what we would have been doing? Looking online to try to catch pictures. I was trying to catch pictures just to see, oh shit, look at this thing, oh shit. And I'm like, this is what it's, all right, it was a weather thing. But I'm like, no, the times are like that now. Like, I never thought, wow, I haven't seen this motherfucker in a while. I haven't seen him in a while. You know, our whiles weren't years. They were months.
Yeah, months. Yeah, exactly. And,
you know,
I don't know. It was just good, man. This weekend, the Hooligan Holiday was a much kind of needed human experience. You know what I mean? For lack of a better word.
Sure. And I was glad that it looked like, you know, there was a bunch of people. It looked like people having fun. People showed up. And I was glad because, you know, we need the therapy, especially the motherfuckers we know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? People forget, especially in all, this is without getting into, again, I don't want to get into this bullshit, but like, I don't understand how people wouldn't want to get together when our world was about, yo, we're the only people that understand each other. So that's why we got together.
Yeah.
And now that's what blows my mind. That part, forget everything about the whole point was like, whatever, we hate this, we hate that, we hate this, but since we all hate, we're all gonna hate together, and we decide we hate together here.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's just everything from just, you know, like to jump on a plane before, hey, yo, let's go to California for the weekend. Jump on a plane. Y'all got cheap tickets. Yo, I came into some money. You're true. What are you doing this weekend? Let's get a ticket. Let's go see the you can't just do that no more. All right, you could do that. You're gonna get there. Are you gonna be able to go anywhere? What's gonna be the restrictions? There's gonna be this, like what? I mean, whatever the way is, but we don't know what's what. It's so crazy that I never thought it would get to this because I was like, there's no way it would get that far. I know it would get that way, but not like I wouldn't think this quick. Like,
I didn't think it would last this long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay,
you know, like
everything.
Well, at the beginning, it was like, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, all right, a month, 2 months. Not
fucking.
If everyone knew 2 years, it probably would have been
2 years.
Yeah,
you know who I
2
give it.
years of the Matrix.
Listen, Zoltan. First of all, Zoli, I love you, Zoli. That motherfucker called it in the beginning. I had a talk with him. We always talk. and had a talk. And basically, he broke shit down on me, and I was like, all right. In my head, I'm like, all right, Zully, you just you know the same facts that I know 500 other doctors that are the same thing, all the shit that we all know. But he knows people. But this is what I'm thinking. Well, he really knows his family was involved with working, but just in general, whatever, medical or whatever, just giving him just stuff that was going on. He was like, yo, this is how it's looking. It's gonna go this long, because this is going to close down for this long. It's going to be at least 2 to 3 years. I was like, get that. You bugging, dude. I go, tops a year, 6 months. There's no way they're going to let this much money go. Now he goes, yeah, because this and that. Watch. Yo, I swear he almost called it everything. I was like, wow. And we're still, for bands like us, it's in the air with certain shit. Like,
you probably can't even really book shit, right? Because you don't know.
Okay. Like, again,
try and book a European tour.
And then you do a tour, somebody gets COVID, gets canceled.
Yeah.
Right? How many times does that happen? Boy?
Right now, it just happened. Life of Agony, Doggy Dog, that tour, they just canceled because Mina and the drummer got sick.
Yep.
It's like, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Exactly. Like, we don't know what's what. We don't know how, what?
And just think of all the money that goes into the advertising, the booking the clubs, the fucking renting the van.
Can I ask you guys this? Is live music? No, it's all right. It's on now. So I was about, I almost scared myself right now for a minute. I almost forgot that I'm in the real world. I was going to say, will real music ever come back playing live? And this fucking tour is going on right now.
Yeah.
I forget, but like, will it be as we know it from the smallest club to the big, just kind of random, go anywhere and there could be music playing live, or it's just going to be the big fucking venue or the whatever hipster spot and paperwork and not paperwork or whatever, but just in general, forget even the paperwork thing, but will it be normal music? Will it be held in the same regards as it was before this shit? Like live music.
Yeah, well, I don't think it'll ever die.
No,
it won't die. But will it be held as live? Well, live music, like hardcore is all about live music.
Yeah.
Even if you just never went to a show, you hear it now. You're like, yo, I gotta go to a show because that's where it's about. Yeah. Like even then, like, and I know it ain't gonna kill hardcore, but like, wow, and even regular rock and roll. What about garage rock or like regular bar rock? That's huge.
Indie rock.
Yeah.
Up north, with the folk at the bars, there's always some time. Is that gonna go out? Like, is that gonna be extinct? Like, out? Like, what's?
I think what happens is, and this is what I'm hoping. What happens, trying to have the glass half full here, is that I'm hoping that once this really subsides a little, and people finally get over the fear of shit. I hope there's like a resurgence where people are like, fuck this. We're just fucking going out, been stuck in the house 2 years, and take a little time because people have to relearn how to go out, and get over shit. Because there's still people like, I ain't going to that show. I don't know.
But truth, that happened already. It's called Florida and Texas.
Yeah.
Nah, but you're right.
Yeah. So, but
but you're right. You're right. I hope, that's what I would hope, that like what we would think, that so much of being, cooped in, that everybody just finally is like, fuck it, but, you hope, like, and you would think like, obviously for the good of the world.
Yeah.
It's stupid that we even got to throw disclaimers on everything we say nowadays. But obviously we just want people to fucking function, to be as normal as we could be in a new world. That's what we're trying. Everybody's trying to find their footing. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're fighting it or not fighting it, we all finding our footing in it. And that's what's so crazy about it.
Yeah. But I think it's even, just not the fear of everything, but just being stuck home for 2 years kind of changes things. And even me, I find more like when there's a big show and I know there's going to be a bunch of us, I'm stoked to be there. But like just general going out or whatever, I'm more apt to just stay home now. Like when I'm not working, you know what I mean? Like I'm at my shit. Like I'm always at my shops or whatever, but
you see what I mean? But that already affected now. Maybe normally you're normal that, but now exactly. You were probably like that before, but even more now, you got a little bit of a reason more, even less of a reason to go.
Yeah.
See, now that took away from another avenue for somebody else. Thank God it ain't one of our avenues. You know, but I'm saying that's what's happening with shit now. You almost I'm choosing shit when we didn't have to choose before.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And that's what I mean. I think with time, when people start creeping out more and more, I think there's going to be at some point, everyone's going to be like, fuck it, dude. Let's just fucking full tilt. You know what I mean? Let's do Florida, Texas style. Like,
now let me ask you
people,
this.
I'm not talking about laws. I'm just talking about within our own head.
Of course. Now let me ask you this, Gallo. All right. Obviously, one of the first show back from us, for me, even for a lot of us being at, was that park show. All right, forget the park show.
Yeah.
I even don't like talking about it. It's here. I love everything about it. We all put our stamp, our flag in that shit, or whatever. But I don't like living on some old hype, like we're trying to live on some, on some old glory in one thing, because we all know our movement. You know, this shit is rocking. No matter what, we keep it rocking. We all gonna keep this shit rocking. But what I was gonna say is fucking I forgot what I was gonna say.
You talk about you were talking about first show playing.
Oh yeah, the first show back. The first show back. So all right, get that out of the way, because we were able to, like, it's like getting your first shot with your whole family there. It almost didn't count because we were all like taking the hit together. So it wasn't like that. Now, I'm going to go start with you, Gallo. First show back in a club. I'll tell you how I honestly felt. So what was my first? No, my first show was, I think, Rhode Island.
Yeah, that's the show I was talking about earlier.
You know what? I did not feel one bit nervous or nothing. You know what I felt nervous about? How I was going to approach people that I knew without putting them on the spot, making them feel awkward, if they wanted to shake my hand or not.
Yeah.
That's all I thought. I never worried about me. Yeah, I would never worry about, like, oh, wouldn't have done it. You know, simple. If I think I wouldn't have gone. Like everybody else, this is the magic. If you worried, you don't go. If you're not worried, you go.
Yeah.
I just fixed one of the problems of the world. Okay.
Stay home.
So I stay home. So I was there, and I was more this, because, you know, it is a touchy subject, whatever your belief is. So I was like, yo, you know, when I see some of these niggas, I want to do that, or are they going to be weird? That's what I was more worried about. How was I going to go about greeting people? You know, because, you know, do I fist bump them, or do I, you know, and not because of me.
I know.
What's that? Is that a flying elbow drop?
Yeah. Move. Give him throwing bones on him. And then not on some, I'm invincible shit. No, just because, you know, I was ready to see people, you know, like, again, like, again, like, if I'm going to be in prison, if I'm going to be in hell, I want to be in hell with my people. Absolutely. That's just me.
Yeah, you know I think we're all going to the same spot. You don't got to worry about that.
Exactly. So, but all right. So my first time. So I was more worried about that. But, you know, in your head, you have these little talks like, you think anybody in here is sick? But to be honest with you, and Freddie's a fucking germaphobe, we never had these talks. It was never that. It was always like, yo, you know, business as usual, right? But I understand. I also get it, because it's such a weird time. So I'm gonna ask you first as playing on stage, and then I'm gonna ask you, Truth, as going to a show.
Sure.
And that, but how did you feel? Did you feel any type of way the first time? Because it is, you know, a little weird at first.
Yo, I haven't played the show yet. I haven't played the show yet.
Wait.
I have not played the show since.
All right, so you broke. Hold on. So you broke up a little, but you haven't played a show yet this whole time.
No, I have not played a show yet. I've been to a couple of shows, but I have not played a show yet.
Okay, so all right, so you haven't. All right, so
Roger's guy.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot that. All right, so I'm gonna take it from you then as your first show in a club after that fucking show. Did you bug yourself out anyway? You know, were you like a little like, you know, because I tell you, honestly, I was straight up like, I ain't blazing with half the motherfuckers that handed me shit. I'll tell you dead ass. I don't give a fuck what you told me. I should have been doing that before this shit, because a lot of dirtbags. You know what I mean? But I definitely thought, I said, you know what? I have my own status. I'm just smoking my own thing, and everybody, and that's me. But that's what I did. But that was the extent of my thing. How did you? What about you?
Nah, I went there. You know, it was Murphy's Law Boat Show.
Oh, forget it. You're in it.
Smoking joints with people. 2 days later, COVID.
Yeah. Sharing needles. Yeah. Right. IVs. Pass the IV around. But forget. But if you're gonna go, you do it Murphy's Law style, right? Like
I went in. I went in deep, and I got it. I got the Rona. And that was
right. So you went. You dove in with the Rona diving suit. You went in like. All right. With the hook,
the drinks, I wouldn't give a fuck about nothing.
I know fucking. All right, true. What about you? You see, I know you were able to see a little bit because at the shop, I know you were dealing with a little bit of customers, so you were kind of.
Yeah, I didn't miss a day. I worked every day because we not here at the tattoo shop, but at the bike shop.
Yeah.
Because we were an essential service, so I didn't have to close. So it wasn't bad. Like I was used to seeing.
That's what I'm saying.
The customer load went down significantly, but I was used to seeing people, and I was working every day. But it was the same. It was that show. It was your Providence show, the Madball show. That was my first club show back, and they were smart having it outside, made people feel better. Like.
Yes.
Honestly, and I'm not downplaying anything because I know this is a serious issue. It affects some people more seriously than others. I'm just choose not to live in fear. Like that's all it was. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to the show. If something happens, I'll fucking deal with it. Like, but I'd rather fucking go out to the show and see my brothers and support my brothers than fucking hide at home and try and prevent something that's unavoidable because obviously this corona's not going to stop until it goes through the whole fucking population. You know what I mean? Like you ain't getting around it unless you have some kind of weird immunity.
I'm not saying it's a common cold either, but the common cold is still around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the flu is still around. COVID is now the new thing that the third thing we'll deal with every year. With some people get cold, some people are going to get the regular flu, some people are going to get fucking corona. And it's just here, so it's like deal with it.
No, for sure. Like the same thing. Like again, I speak for myself. I don't speak for nobody else.
I'm only talking.
Exactly. And I don't care what anybody does. The same way I don't care if you had a VD test, if you got a VD shot. Yeah. I don't care. I really, on my mother's grave, I don't care. Yeah. But for me, it's just my whole shit is like anything, like porn. Enter at your own risk. We're all grown ups. You make your own decision, and you know what you do if you don't like something, you don't go and you go to your own lane or whatever. I just want people to go back to hating each other regularly.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
We don't need another thing to divide people up on.
That's what I mean. There was enough. You find enough reasons before this. Now it's like, that. Now you want to do that? It's like it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's it's like it's sad. It's all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, a belief is everything. Right? Yeah. A belief is everything. But you know what's reality also? What we could touch.
Yeah.
And that's the people right in front of you. So I think if people just remember that and start there, and then worry about everything else. So remember that, where there's human people in front, all right? Believe me, I'm a meathead, but I also learned, it gets to a point where you start learning like, I am maybe one-sided and one that, and I'm cool with it, but just know that. You might be one-sided with a certain thing, and then the clashes aren't that hard with people.
Yeah,
it's when that's the problem.
Well, the problem is nowadays is that the way the world's set up, or like with the news, or the messages we're being fed, is that they're hyping up the differences and driving wedges between us, and so people aren't looking at the shit we all think in common. I don't think there's anyone that dismisses COVID as a issue, you know what I mean? No. But they're trying to make it where if you question anything, now you're this anti-everything guy, and it's like, nah, man, I'm just trying to look at things logically and kind of get back to some kind of restoration of normalcy. But like everything's just working to keep dividing people, whether it's like They were doing the race stuff for a while. That didn't seem to be working. Now let's divide the people between vaxxers and anti-vaxxers. No one's having like conversations about shit. And that's why it's important to get in the same room, because you know how that shit goes. You can bicker online and behind your own room, and when you get everyone in a room, everyone acts differently, and you stop focusing more on the commonalities.
That's a fact. And that's a fact. And that's what I tend to say. I was like, when people aren't face to face,
yeah, you lose something.
It's easy to separate. It's easy to lean towards a side or whatever, because you know why? There's no consequence in front of you. Yeah, and that's what the generation now has, no consequence. That's why I'm a firm believer of everybody should get punched in the face once in their life.
Once in their life. Once.
And I really,
you don't learn the lesson, then again.
If you don't learn, then you deserve the other ones. But that one is like, that one's on the house. That one is just a lesson. Because I know dudes.
Next time I have to smack someone,
I had guys tell me, yo, fuck you, you motherfucker. And when I punch them, they go, why you punch me? Like, you just call me a motherfucker, or you try to call me a bitch, or you fucking did. You get lucky I don't fucking drag you through the fucking gutter. But it's listen, I'm a father now. Why you guys get me talking? You guys dragging people through gutters, man. I get happy when I see people. I'm around my son all day.
Yeah.
No, but it's true. It's just it's crazy, man. Because you know why? Because I know myself now more than ever, and I saw what kind of fucking meathead I am, and I was. I'm a meathead now, but I see the meathead that I was, and I was like, ooh, man, thank God I realized, I chiseled that corner and rounded that off a little bit, just in life.
More enlightened.
Yes, exactly. I opened up my chakras. Shout out Kelly 108 Chakra Khan, I call her. My chakras are wide open. Yeah. Gallo's third eye is wide open. Your blind eye. My father calls the butthole El Ojo Ciego, the blind eye. That's what he calls a butthole. I don't know what it's about buttholes, blind eyes. Shout out to my pops and his fucking blind eye. But it's crazy. Like I'm just saying, like, this is what bugs me out. Even we're talking about this whole shit, and this is all just coming from something that we all took for granted. Like, there's a show down the block. I ain't going to that shit. I'll go next week. Like, dude, now I'll go to anything. Like this, it was a wake-up call for me too, in a lot of ways. Like, I literally missing the B. I always loved the B&B, obviously. I always loved it. I never missed it more than the recent one.
Of course.
Not being there. And not just because motherfuckers had the whole authority issue on. Man, who the fuck? Somebody told us we couldn't see each other. Besides that part that I don't like, was I was like, yo, I really wanted, like, I realized, like, man, I just been, of course I wanted my son and my family, of course. I was like, yo, I want to see my fam too, my people. And I was like, yo, man, I really want to see them. And then I was like, fuck. Like, when I got those little tastes of those spots, I was like, oh, we got to feel that more. You know what I mean? And then when we had some Florida shows, and then let's say Drew Stone popped up, Chris Link from Cruhan, my little brother popped up. I was like, I had that energy like back in the day. If you saw like your first time in Cali and you saw me walk in, you'd be like, yo, what are you doing? It was like that. You just be like if you were kids, and I'm like, yo, we're grown ass men getting amped on seeing each other.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And it's also sad a little bit, because it's like, that it's nuts.
Yeah. There's 2 years of it that there's nothing we can do about. You know what I mean? So other than keep appreciating.
Like one thing you said, like the one thing
you froze up, Gallo.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
All right. Yeah. Now, that's what I was going to say is it's so true that that like people fight with this and that online. When we were all together, no one was talking shit about none. We were just hanging out, smiles on our face, just having a good fucking time, just happy to be out and hanging. You know what I mean? Like, it's face to face.
Trivial bullshit becomes the top priority to some people when they're not around each other, because they got nothing else going on and they want to marinate in some negative shit. We all guilty of shit like that, but that's what it is. It's human nature, maybe, whatever. But also us as humans and as grown-ups, We got to learn how to get a grip when our brains are trying to kill us. Because, again, I use this 1,000 times on my podcast, and I'll say it 1,001. Mike Tyson said it best on his. I heard a thing on his podcast. He goes, "Our brains are programmed to kill us. We got to keep it in check. If we don't say stop doing that blow, we won't stop doing that blow. Stop drinking that beer, we won't stop drinking that beer. Stop eating that salt, we won't stop eating that salt. Stop messing with no rubbers." All right, some of us still don't mess with rubbers. No, but you know what I mean. What do? I gotta chill. I gotta do that. I can't do that. I gotta be respectful. I can't just punch everybody in the face. I can't just say fuck you to anybody. You know, our brains tell us that. Our brains will put us 25 years in prison in a heartbeat if we let it. You know what I mean? And when he says, I go, wow, but you gotta realize that. And then when you realize you're two people, you know, we're two people. It's you, your brain, and then it's your consciousness. I don't know how to describe the difference. I just, in my head, that's how I see things. Your brain, it's all in one, but your conscious, the shit that's telling you, you know, you're conscious. Like when you like, oh, I need to go to the gym today. And you're like, no, but you know what? It's kind of cold out. And no, but the temperature and then, you know, when you make an excuse. Or like, I got to go do this. Nah, you know what? I'm going to work on some music. We all do that shit. You know what? That's our brain telling us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who else is telling us? It's God. Yeah. I believe in God, but it ain't God, my friend. Krishna, Buddha. I believe in them niggas too. It ain't them.
No.
It's you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and not till you get a grip on that, we start learning, you know, but it's crazy. Like with everything we do, you know, brain says, do this, do that, don't do that, be careful. That's why it's crazy that I'm glad I'm conscious of it. But what made me conscious of it was one-on-one things like this. We're talking about going to a fucking show, like just being around shit that little kids that we did as little kids every other day. Now as grown-ups, it got to be so calculated.
Yeah.
Crazy world. But
you create your own destiny.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's why I was glad also. I was glad that one, seeing the up pace and like in Albany, like Albany being the one place like Trash getting the spot. I saw Valeni with the place and then booking this show. Like, let's get a momentum going. So I was amped for the weekend. You know what I mean? So I was glad, you know, got a good bunch of, you know, unfortunately the weather for us and that, but I'm glad.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't have made it into Providence on Saturday, man. We got a couple of feet down this way. Like,
but again, I was psyched, and I'm glad not just for Valeni, I'm glad for Albany, and I'm glad for the scene. You know, another place and a bunch of shows. You
gotta keep it going. You know,
absolutely.
Whether it's gonna get canceled or not, you can't let us get it down.
What better way? 3 days in a row. Like, what better like to say, yo, we here, kind of shit. You know what I mean? And then fucking so Shit Terror was the first night. You motherfuckers hot. At what time did you make it to the second night? Did anybody sleep?
Oh.
I don't know.
Absolutely not. No.
That was rough. That was rough.
It was rough all weekend. There was no.
Thank God we had that hotel room.
A lot of naps. There was a lot of naps.
7:30, hopped in the shower.
Yeah. And then day 2 was the well, there was a bunch of bands, but what I also missed, man, Willie was in the building, right? The Take played, right?
Yeah.
Was that Tuesday? That was a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Willie in the building. Yeah, I wanted to see.
That was Saturday with Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law too, man. I've been wanting to see fucking.
See Willie.
And to fucking see Murphy's Law, that's who I wanted. I saw some of the footage that it looked like they were having a good set too. It looked fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, Jimmy's always going to be a consummate professional entertainer. You know what I mean? Front man.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that was good, and it looked like, you know, it looked like a good turnout. You know, I couldn't see, you know, much of the thing, but it looked like a good, you know, good turnout. Listen, right now, it's so sketchy with shows everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, there's places that have sold out tickets, but half the place won't come because they last minute jitters or whatever it be. Yeah, they don't. That happens a lot now. So
I think it was opposite, where there wasn't a lot of pre-sales. They got worried, and then the place was filled.
Yeah,
everyone just showed up. It was solid turnout all weekend.
It looked good, and that was the main thing, because It's rough. It's rough in New York City. It could be rough, let alone and another smaller city and whatever. Right, and especially during that. Listen, I got no pulse of anywhere for the band. Back in the day, you could say back in the day, 2 years ago, you could say, okay, yo, we're gonna go up to Boston. Not that Boston will be not good now, but we know all right, Boston's gonna be good. This is gonna be good. That might not be good. This and that. Now you don't know. Again, you don't know because it could be a city that's touchy with certain stuff now, or there's nowhere to play.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, right? So many places closed down, man. We lost so many venues and bars and restaurants and things like that over the last couple of years. They're still closing down now.
Yeah. And what's the deal in Massachusetts? What's the deal with a quick recap as far as bars? Any paperwork needed, or it's still
like
here
Boston,
and there?
it's like anything. Like same with New York. Like New York City is going to have one set of rules, and then the rest of New York State has another set.
Yeah.
Boston is a little more tightly locked down, like masks and all the vaccination shit. But outside of Boston, like it's a little more open for shows and stuff. Like, obviously I'm not blowing the lid off everything, but a lot of people have to put like vaccination required and stuff just to cover their ass. And some places are looking at it more serious than others. Like, a lot of places just put on the flyer, but then like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course. You got to bob and wave.
You got
everybody in the club, everybody in the 21 and over club was over 21.
Negative.
Negative because we were in them bitches and we weren't fucking 21. And fucking but that's good. And fucking so day two, and then so that day two there was like, at what time did it start? It was earlier. Like how did they have the setup? Like did it start at 3 or was it like a night show?
7 I think.
7. Oh, reasonable time too.
But you know how it is, bro. Like it's all seamless because you get up and everyone's just around. You go down the lobby, everyone's hanging out, and then for the day you're just out. And then all of a sudden, at some point, you end up at the show, and then you're out there. You know what I mean? Everyone's just out drinking, doing whatever they do all day, and then,
we got to do that shit like in Florida or like the Bahamas.
But you heard all right, moving the holiday like every year to someplace else. I think Florida was on the list.
Absolutely. I don't know why that shit ain't not just because that's just palm trees, a fucking dumpster. You pick. Like tiki torches, heroin addicts. You pick.
Well, I guess you gotta pick the right pot.
Thongs,
right?
Or rat bones. No, shout out to rat bones. I'll take a thong though.
On the last day, we were eating breakfast, and it was Isaac and a couple of us hanging around, and we were laughing, thinking about like how bad it could potentially go if it was in Miami. And we were like, it'll be like 12 minutes before someone goes to jail. Be like an hour before someone dies.
Oh yeah.
we were just laughing.
40 minutes before somebody gets eaten by a shark. Again, you'll name it something that. Listen, Boston, Mike, rest in peace, ran through swamps. People ran. We've flipped tables at tattoo conventions, chased people through Everglades. Wrestled alligators. Fight bears, slap boxer cougars, But
bears fucking flying on bars.
No, definitely, man. Yeah, good or just a nice time. Or how about a Maine in the spring? We could do Maine in the spring. Imagine. Yeah, how about Detroit? How about sunny Detroit?
Yeah. Luis just goes to somewhere completely fucking lawless, right?
Let's go Detroit like January 3rd next year.
Yeah.
Fuck. That'd be like Mad Max and shit.
Yeah.
But if fucking so it was that was good. So the take played in Murphy's Law. So fucking yeah, man, that's dope, man. I wish I would have gone. That would have been good. I miss fucking Murphy's Law. I've been bumping Murphy's Law hard lately.
Yeah.
Like the last 6 months in the gym. I swear. You know what's crazy? I got a gym fucking, playlist. And it's basically hate breeding like 3 Pantera songs, right?
Yeah. I got one too. It's like shit that I don't normally listen to, but it's like
But I got fucking one Murphy's Law song in the mix, and it just sounds right. Fucking, I'll tell you right now.
Which one?
Fucking.
Which one is
I
it?
never know the names of none of the hardcore songs in life. I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those guys like, oh, Agent Core, I love it. You like name 3 songs on it. I'm like, hard times.
Yeah.
All right, like I said, check it out. I'm gonna tell you right now. So I got all right. Hey breed. Besides, no, it was that's my other playlist. This is Quest for Earth. Not that one. It's fuck, man, I can't believe I'm fucking forgetting. I'm gonna bust it on a bit, but that shit, it's in this set list and all hard shit. And I'm like, that's one track that at the gym, you know, I even tried putting my own shit on. Cause I always, when I would wrote these songs, I'm like, yeah, this will be good. I put my shit on. I'm like, I can't even listen to that shit. Like, I'm like,
it's different. You hear it different.
I guess, but I was like thinking, like, oh, this will be a good workout song. And I wrote. I'm like, yeah. But out of all things, Purpose was one of my all-time favorites. But you don't think working out. But they had some that I was just like, and I love it.
Audio music.
That's what I mean.
Lifting heavy. I like more like you said, hate breedy stuff.
Yeah.
This is not to blow smoke, but like, I've told you this before. If you ever bring Damned out of retirement, I'm coming out of retirement, and people like it's gonna be bad news for whoever's around. That's like one of the hottest songs ever written.
Shit, I'll come out of retirement. I don't even remember that track. I remember it, but I think we might have. I don't even know if we played it live.
I know.
So many people are like, yo, I love
that's
this song. Yo, what song is
what
that?
Song are you like? And then I gotta tell like, my 5th guitar player to show me, and I wrote it. Like that's the most embarrassing part.
All the time. I'm like, yo, Craig, how does this go?
Show me.
Song?
Yeah, like show it to me again.
Yeah.
You're a stigma. Show it to me again.
And then you get stigma. I like it my way.
I like it my.
It don't go that way. My way's better.
That's it. My way. Oh, I like it like this now. You didn't play it like that before, but I like it like this now. Okay, and then that's how it is now. But fucking but now, but it's good. So then and then what ended up happening on the 3rd day? What did they do? I know he had the thing. Was there still a show day?
Yeah, some of the Albany played. So
good.
There's good stuff. There was like 3 bands still played.
Good.
And it was cool. It was old school. Like they did a collection for the bands to be able to pay the bands and stuff. Like the old school with the passing around the box, everyone throwing in, and
that's dope.
And it was good, man. It was good.
It was cool, man. I'm glad because I didn't want to be I'm glad that it wasn't based even around just the Madball shit, because I didn't want for us to ruin that shit. Like like I'm glad it still went on and all that, because believe me, man, like I'm glad that you motherfuckers got to chill. So at least I got to tap in and watch a little of it. Also, wouldn't have even had that. So I was like glad for that. That's why I was even like, this idea came in because I saw you guys on Drew shit. And then they were like, yo, you should do a recap. I was like, yo, you know what? Yeah, it'd be good to catch them. And I wanted to get you on Truth anyways. I was like, we do a 2-in-1. And then I got a plan for us later on. I'm trying to do some things down here with this. With Smokin. I'm taking this whole network fucking hostage, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So I got some things planned. I got some things I'm working on. So, but just listen. I love metal. People that know me, I love metal. I love the metal scene. I love all that. But they got all the places for their people, and well deserved. They made it happen. They got their whatever they call it, the Heavy Gods Award or whatever. They have their place in all these big award shows in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, guess what? Hardcore and the punk rock world needs that shit. You know what I mean? Like from the exposure to, if it's podcast, and I don't just mean my own. I mean, in general, just, our scene is just got enough, as much or more roots in history than some of these other forms that have been around maybe 5 or 10 more years before. And let's remember, some of the people that are rocking now come from our world. People just don't know it. You know what I mean?
But the way you're saying it's right. Like we need some kind of way to kind of showcase shit in our world, but it's gonna come from within. We can't come from some motherfuckers outside. Like
exactly.
Like someone else has to. Someone from DIY.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. And I also love that mentality, but we also know us being that other generation. I like to think that we, and I don't mean me or Madball, just our generation took DIY and said, all right, yeah, it's do it yourself, but it don't just got to be grimy looking. We can make that shit look slick and just as dope as the big boys, but done by us in-house.
Yeah.
And same thing with the Golden God Awards. They should be one for our people. And I don't just mean New York hardcore, which obviously gets shitted on always. Obviously the AFs, and not because that's famine. Obviously the Crowman and the Murphys, obviously. But even, the Black Flags, I'm not into them. They deserve the spot. The Bad Brains deserve the fucking the Descendants. All these type of bands. Some of them get love in the metal scene, but they're the top of the top of our world.
Yeah.
Elvis was around playing whatever. We got our Elvis still playing Vinny Stigma.
Yeah.
Our Elvis, our Paul McCartney, our whatever fucking John Lennon, they're still on stage. That's the difference. Yeah. They're still doing records. They're still on stage. They're still doing it. Not like, living on the record I did it. Yeah, in the 60s. No, that's dope. In the 70s, that's dope too. in the 80s, that's dope. In the 90s, that's dope.
Yeah.
Fuckers right now ready to rock on the sidelines. Right now, we call Stigma in 2 hours. Stigma's packed ready for a fucking tour. We all know that. Yeah.
It was crazy when we talk about this. Is that like when we were kids and getting into this, there was maybe only like 5 or 6 or 7 years of music ahead of us in this world. Like 77 or something, punk, you know what I mean? But now you look at there's like 40 fucking years of like punk and hardcore and shit. It's fucking bananas. Like
absolutely.
Imagine being a kid getting into now and you got to catch up on all the shit from 40 fucking years.
Yeah, it's great, but it's dope. But it's like, look it, and they're still doing it. Look it. You got Roger out there. You got fucking, Stigma. You got Gestapo. You got fucking these dudes. All these guys, if we like them or not, some of these guys are still rocking, putting out music. Because there's motherfuckers out there I don't like nothing about them, but I give them what I give them. They're putting out music and they're still around.
Yeah.
When some of these other motherfuckers and other genres are living off some shit they did, whatever, but they get the accolades and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but they ain't put out a track in 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, they sold millions of records, but all right, millions of one record that was pushed by a giant machine. The difference is a guy like Stigma and Roger has a bed to sleep in anywhere in the fucking planet.
Yeah.
I can't. Some of these rock star motherfuckers that say that. There's people that love some of these big rock stars, but know that they're rock star dicks and was said, I'll let them, if they were dying, I wouldn't give them nothing, but I love their music. I guarantee you, guys that we know, like a Roger and a Stigma, they got a bed to sleep anywhere on the planet. You know how much that means? That's what I realized during this whole shit. I was like, with my own shit, I was like, when my mom's passed, how people reached out from all over. And I said, and I had a dude literally, I'm getting goose pimples right now. Because I had a dude usually tell me he was from fucking in the middle of nowhere in Europe. I forgot he said, listen, I live with my family and I only got this and that. If you ever need someone for you and your family, I have a place for you in my house. If you ever feel alone. And I'm like, this guy don't know me from nothing. He goes, your music got me through this, this, and that. And I go, you know what it is? We know people that won't let us in their own house with their families, let alone some strangers.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy that the reach, I still rather be, I don't say I'd rather, but you used to say I'd rather be, I'm not rich, but they go, you're rich in love. And you're like, fuck that, I'd rather be rich in paper. Yeah. I want the paper too. But all jokes aside, when I realized that, I was like, that's a special reach that we have. And again, I ain't just saying me. I mean, like us that are good with people and that are, especially if we're in a band, that are able to reach or do something that reaches people in other places, to have that type of connect, it's a special thing. Our world is special like that. The, punk, hardcore scene. Look at 2 guys with Slayer shirts could walk by each other on the street. It's 2 guys with Slayer shirts. If a guy walks by with a Gorilla Biscuit shirt or a Raw Deal shirt, and you're a hardcore, you look at it like not just like, oh, cool. You're like almost secret society. Like I know what's up. I'm an X-Men too. I'm an X-Men too.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's something. Tell me, no, you're in on an airport and you see a fucking Youth of Today shirt or something, you bug out. You know, you get. I was at this barbecue spot down here, and I saw some guy and he had an Instead shirt, and I go, yo, I got him. I go, yo, dope shirt. He goes, yeah, it's a band. I said, yo, that's a cool shirt. He's like, thanks. And I was like, yo, that's dope. Like, that's a hardcore dude. You know, whatever. That's a hardcore dude. And he's like, I was like, I get amped still. Like, I don't know. That shit is like, you know, and fuck it. So, but I was glad, man. So the third day they had the party, and then so they just had a couple of bands played, and then just people hanging out, right? What was the?
Yeah, it was just they had a lunch. Melanie had it catered. You know, they had all sorts of food for us. It was like, you know, amongst the fellas.
So
and then later on they had a show. There was just a couple local.
Gotcha.
Bands. Vinny's band Raw Move played from Albany, and a couple other bands I don't remember.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, so they had that. That's dope shit. Weekend. That's good. And what's the deal with you guys right now? Then by the time people hear this, they'll already had dropped. I haven't dropped the Raj episode, but when this comes out, it will be dropped already. But I was glad to get Raj on the podcast. So it was good to tap in with him and touch base with him. So
I seen that.
Yeah, it was good. I was like, I never watched my podcast or hear them, but I was just glad to hear him. I was like, man, it's like, yo, dude, the guy almost had me in like tears in like fucking 5 minutes. I was like, I don't want to be on this shit. Like, shit gets too much for me. I was just happy to see him. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know,
that's why I only do audio on mine. That's why I only.
Yeah, no, I was inspecting. We just started talking, and then I started being like, yo, I gotta fucking chill. Like, you know, just
it's real, right? And
yeah.
You know,
especially and also with him, you know, because I was going through my shit at the same time, and we were reaching out to each other very light, because you know we're both, you know how it is. You're going through shit, you're bobbing and weaving, you can't get back to everybody on time. But I know the love, we're fam, and I know what he was going through, and he knows what I was going through. So it was good to catch him. Just, you know, besides the fucking get him on the podcast, of course, dope. I got Roger, but I wanted to talk to him, you know, like even talking to him on the phone when I would text him, I would just be like, listen, don't even write me back. I just want you to know, yo, I love you. I hope you're doing good. Because you know how it is. And then I just hit him up and I was like, yo, dude, if you ever ready, you want to come talk shit, yo. Because also I think, you know, it was good for him to tap in. A lot of people want to know how he's doing. So I said, yo, it'd be a cool idea. And I wanted to see him. You know what I mean? Like, so, but it was good to fucking see him. But it was good to talk to him and find out also. I was like, yo, so what's the deal? And obviously, you know, he's still taking care of stuff. But Roger's ready to rock, man. I know, you know, we know him. If it was up to him, he, you know, obviously he's careful, but he is good. Like, that motherfucker can't sit still. You know that.
No way. He's ready to go, you know? So I know we got stuff lined up. He's excited just to get out of the house.
And you know him, and I believe it. You know,
I talked to my tour manager in Europe, and he was just like, it's the first time, you know, Roger, he didn't even ask about money.
Yeah.
He's like, is it all? Let's go. I don't give a fuck. I don't even care about losing money. Get me out of the house.
Yeah. Hell yeah, because you know, I realize that too. You know, when something's happening, we lock ourselves in, we sit and we dwell. But like we said, we lose time. You know, we forget that. Like, yeah, there's something going on. Again, that fucking one Indian dude online, dude. That dude broke down time in some way, and he explained it the right way where it made sense to me. But he was like, yeah, that, you know, basically, dude, you know, a problem. Basically, what it is. If there's a problem, it is what it is. You know, why let it kill your whole day? You know, you do let it kill your whole day. We could let it kill our whole day. And that's what sucks. You know what I mean? We could, yeah. So like, you know, it's crazy how that, so I know what it is to be able to dwell and want to be like, yo, just get me the fuck out of here. Like, you know, and especially a guy like Roger, that dude don't sit still. You know, that dude's Jamaican. He got Jamaican blood. He need 40 job. Like the Jamaican, I got 40 job.
It's making me crazy.
Jamaican be crazy. Jamaican be crazy. He's that faking Jamaican imposter Rasta. Yeah. But fucking but yeah, we know that also basically. But are you working on any music? Anything? Or just
we're putting some songs together now. I just started writing. You know, it's crazy because the last record we did, it came out and COVID hit.
Yeah.
You know, and now Roger's like, you know, we need a new record. Like, we just did a new record. Again, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, you didn't even know that.
So you guys were home the whole time.
You're both right, but he's right. It's that one of those weird. It's like a leap year. Like it rarely happens, and then you got to pull the fucking. Right. You got to pull the Statue of Liberty plate. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't know. It sucks, because you're like, yo, it's brand new. We haven't even touched it. But the reality is, same thing. Hatebreed. They dropped the record, and this shit dropped. Basically, kind of, you know, like.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know. So.
And what's up with the art? You're doing a lot of that shit. I'm gonna hit you up because hopefully when I get set up, I want to get something done up. What's the deal with the art? You're doing a lot of that shit, right?
Oh, thank God for that. I'm killing it. It's fucking doing really great. Thank God I really put everything I had into it. Otherwise, I don't know what I would do right now. I mean, I'd be driving Uber or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
But it's doing really well. I'm selling a lot. Doing art shows. I just did one in California. I seen the fellas out there.
I saw
it's been really good for me. It's been great for me. So I've been doing art, but now it's time to get ready to get in the band. We've been practicing, getting together a lot.
Good.
The guys, Craig's coming next weekend, and we're definitely gonna more stuff, a few more songs, and then hopefully record maybe in the summertime.
Oh yeah,
you know?
and true. I mean, you've been working through this whole shit. What's up with you? What's the deal? I know you're doing the podcast. I went to sleep to that shit the other day, and I woke up to fucking. What did I wake up to? Vikings. Here's something. Waking up out of some type of LSD trance or something.
so
I was in. I felt like I was on fucking on DMT listening to that shit.
So you do a podcast, once in a while you play with the format and shit. Well, at the holiday, I had my shit with me, and it was after the Murphy's Law show. I don't know what really happened after 11:30, but around 3:30 in the morning, we were still drinking. We were in my room. Me and Viking we may or may not have done a bunch of mushrooms. Allegedly. And we had a DMT pen, and we may or may not have took the mushrooms, and then waited like 25 minutes, half hour, then hit record and recorded a podcast. And it basically turns into me and Viking freaking out on mushrooms and Jimmy just talking.
Oh, and it's fun. Stories, though, I just hear Jimmy talking, and you hear Viking in the back saying, yo, I'm looking at Jimmy's head. Or he's like, you look green. Like Jimmy's talking about some whole shit, and this nigga is just like, yo, you look green. And I'm like,
all the Arizona guys and Eric and there was Dan and all kinds of people in the room just laughing their ass off because I'm sure we look stupid. Because I'm like got my eyes closed. And that's the one I needed video for.
I wish, because Gallo, all you hear is, yo, you had your eyes closed for about 10 minutes. You hear like different guys say, so they all sitting there at different times with their eyes closed doing that. I'm like, they must have looked like fucking like nut jobs. Like,
oh yeah. I wish I would have videotaped that.
So I'm laughing because I fell asleep. I go to sleep. I've always put a podcast on that helps me go to sleep. So I put it on and I fall out. But sometimes I don't, and it just starts bouncing shit. And if a new podcast drops, it goes into it. So I was listening to that, I fell asleep to it, and then I woke up to it. And then I went to the gym, and I was listening to it, finishing listening to it. So I'm listening to that. It's like 5 a.m. because I'm a moron, and that's the only time I got open. I go to the gym. And I'm listening to you guys, and it's like 3, 4 a.m. I'm like, I'd rather be there. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers are having a blast. I'm outside a fucking stupid gym. Before they even open up, because I'm like, and I'm like, but I'm laughing. I'm like, wow, this is like some bizarro shit. These guys are DMT, but it was good because Jimmy had some good shit in there, and then the shit going on in the background was funny.
Yeah, well, that's just keep it entertaining, and do it for research purposes and whatnot.
So what's the deal? Exactly, with the podcast. Tell people what's up. Like what's the plan? I know what's good about your shit. You got a different angle too, besides just the bikes. Like you had like the one we talked about the one time. Yeah, the one UFO guy. I heard a couple different ones. You get a couple different angles, which I like because it's good to change it up. We all love hardcore.
Yeah.
But all right. There's other interesting people in this world.
Yeah. It's the same thing, man. It's just like hardcore and motorcycles are my life. So a lot of the people on it. And there's so much crossover between hardcore and motorcycles now. Everyone that's on like a chopper and stuff is like an old hardcore kid now.
Exactly. Yeah, now it's definitely.
When I was a kid, there was like graybeards with Leonard Skinner shirts, but now it's all hardcore shit because it's loud, fast, dangerous, and do it yourself. It's the same shit. But then every now and then I'll throw a curveball in there because I'm into weird shit. You know what I mean? So I get like I had like a psychedelic scientist, like researcher on. I had UFO guys on, like and crazy shit, and just authors, and I got weird shit coming up. Just keep it, on our guidelines of the shit we're into. But every now and then, throw
the same shit I try to do, and that's why I tell people like that. I said, that's what I also try to do with this, as 101 and fun, and we're just talking. It's like, to keep shit interesting. That's what I try to do. That's why I like what you do. Is I try to get some. Off the path type of people. And I try to do the same because, we are limited to a certain amount of people if we're just getting banned people. So so that's why even with me, certain people, I let it marinate a while because they made their run through the podcast grinders. There's certain people I don't fuck with that I want, but it's just, they were just on 10 different things. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, you got to give it time for some new shit to come up in their lives. To have
exactly. And, and then there's also, we're lucky, like what you do. We're in a band. You work on bikes, same type of shit. You meet all types of lifestyles
all over. Yeah,
and they all have one thing in common: is some type of outlaw gene in them. So it's good to connect the dots like that. Like I had my man Kamal, like who's a comedian, the Jerky Boys, but Kamal's an Lower East Side guy. He came up there. He knows about. He came up from us hanging out in the bars. So he has his connect, but he's from the Jerky Boys. I was like, great, a comedian and an old homeboy. And it ain't like, I don't mind having people that I don't know either. It ain't about that. To be honest with you, when I had Walter, to be honest with you, that was the first time I ever talked to Walter, was on my podcast. You know what I mean? But sometimes people think everybody in New York hardcore knows each other. But we don't. But it's like, I don't mind that. It's cool like that. But I'm like, I wanted to go through, going through people that even our own personal friends. We got a lot of interesting people that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and was even people it's obviously it's a little weirder to have someone you don't know on because it's just you don't know them and you gotta whatever. But even when you have like people on that you've known a long time, you always find out new shit, like shit you never knew about them. Like that's one of the coolest things to me because like you and me, like. We do these podcasts. There's no written questions. We're enough of like we're enough. We're able enough. We're socially adept enough to, or adept enough to be able to just talk to someone.
Exactly.
Like we got the same vibe. It's like this is the shit we'd be doing in the back of a van driving.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Club or whatever. Like it's not
and I am conscious.
Like, well, sir, in 1982.
Yeah, exactly. Like the 101. Yeah, the 101 list. I like. Obviously, sometimes when you bring a band up. I think about, wow, new listeners. I want to let them know who they are and how they came up.
Of course,
but again, without doing 101, you try to get it out how I would get. I just try to do. I like digging. I like because like what you just said, when you talk to somebody, you give me 5 minutes with anybody, I'll find something out of them. And not damn the most lamest, squarest dude will tell you about his crazy uncle who happens to be, a murderer or a former CIA agent. You just talk. That's why people always bug out on me. Cause why? They're like, cause I'll take a minute for 100 dudes instead of waste my time on 100 hours on one dude.
Yeah.
Because I'll pick and you'll get a vibe. I'll get a tick out of somebody more or less. I don't need to know what shot you got, what underwears you got on. I want to know is if I tell you this joke, are you going to take it fun in a serious way, or are you going to get touchy about it? And I want to know if you get punched in the face, are you going to punch me back? That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Everything else is bullshit.
That's what it comes down to.
The cherry on top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the digging is fun. Like, yo, find out that, like, you find out the same thing. Like, oh, my pops played. Oh, shit, I didn't know your pop. You find out why his pops played an instrument.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bugged out. How the fuck? Oh, crazy. Yeah. And then you dig and interesting shit, you know?
And to me, it's more fun just to see where the conversations go, because I'll have a bike guy on and we won't even talk about bikes for maybe 2 minutes for the whole 2 hours. You know what I mean? We just talk about other weird shit. You know what I mean?
That's what I was like, there's a platform for talking shit. I go, I'm a fucking coral belt and shit talking.
Yeah.
All you jujitsu guys out there, coral belt is grandmaster. I'm a Yoda in this shit talking shit. You understand me? And I was like, what? And somebody wants to listen? Bring it on. Nah, but fucking no. But I'm glad. No, I'm glad I was able to catch you guys. I wanted to catch you guys and get this one out. Like, while, obviously, I got the Roger one dropping, but I wanted to kind of follow up on this was fresh with the weekend. And we got to let the world also know this shit popping. There's shit going on. The world ain't stopping everywhere. You know what I mean? Some people, because there's some people in some places that may feel like, hey, is the world stopping? So we got to also remind them and show them, like,
if you let it. It only stops if you let it. You gotta take shit into your own hands. If you're in an area where no one's put on shows, be the motherfucker that puts on shows. Figure it out.
Absolutely.
Do it.
Anything before we out of here, Truth? Anything about the shop? Anything with the podcast to let everybody know what's the deal? Your Patreon, all that shit. The
podcast is just Big Truth Podcast. It's on all the platforms, or go to bigtruthpodcast.com. Patreon is one of the best things that's come out in the last couple of years. I know yours is good, and it's a way for people that support your podcast or whatever you're doing, and you can do it for your art, Gallo, for people to be able to support that and make a little tight-knit community of like some of your closest, hardest supporters. That's my Patreon is just patreon.com/bigtruth, and the motorcycle shop is chopahead.com. And speaking of Craig, we're getting together this week, the first time in 2 years or so, or whatever. War machine practice is going, and we'll get that.
So there might be some new music then. Also.
The new music, we did the same thing. We put out a record right before the pandemic. Didn't do one show to support it. Feel like an asshole because Chris from Bridge 9 put it out, and
you feel like an asshole. Ask the guy next to you how he feels. He did the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I think everyone understands the situation. You know what I mean? Like fucking.
But good shit. And Gallo, give everybody a hand. Or get those fucking paintings too. Buy a motorcycle, then go get a painting, then go get some fucking Casa de Rock gear on your way out.
Yeah. As far as I know, AF, we're hitting the road this year.
Hell yeah.
So that's what I'm excited for, to get back out, get my life back out there. You know what I mean? People don't understand how many years and blood, sweat, and tears that we put into this fucking shit. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. It's tough with AF. These guys ain't getting any younger. These are the golden. Stigmas like
we said, these guys.
They're like these guys. Yeah,
Gallo's forever young.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, golden age. Those guys are like opal. They're like what's fossil? What's what's that shit? The fucking fossils are found in that fucking whatever petrified honey. They're past fucking gold.
Amber.
Yeah, they're amber. Those motherfuckers. No, more like Stigma is gonna need an Amber Alert. But new music, and if they people, what's the deal with the painting? If they want any custom shit, you doing the custom shit with at your spot, or you just painting stuff and selling it? We lost them.
No, I do a lot of.
No, there you go.
I work a lot. You hear me?
Yeah, I see you. You just froze.
Right?
There you go.
I do a lot of custom.
I see you do the custom, but you're still doing that. People could call you up if they want something custom. They can email you, hit you on Instagram. What's the deal? Because I got one of yours that you made me. I'm gonna put it up in my new spot, and I'm gonna get something else made. I'm getting a couple things I'm gonna need. But
anytime. But you can go on my Instagram. People hit me up all the time, and I deal. And people like that. It's like it's a cool personal thing for them, and I work.
You're freezing up, Galito, but definitely. There you
you
go.
have
Well, there you go. If you understand a transformer, but let me translate for Gallo. He does mad custom shit. If you want any custom shit, hit up Gallo on his Instagram, right?
Yeah, that's it. Enough said.
Enough said. There you go. Listen, both you guys, I love you guys. I'm glad you were able to do this shit. I'm glad we were able to make it happen. I'm glad fucking you guys had a blast, and I hope I fucking see you guys in the flesh.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is we didn't get to see this last weekend, so we get to hang out with you here, man. That was
I'm glad I had to get somebody, and I'm glad that's what I said. I was like, yo, knock all these birds with one stone, and whatever the saying is, and give them water, and the horse with the long bar face and all that shit, chicken crossing roads. We do that shit. But listen, one love, yo. We'll talk, fellas. This shit, I'll tell you when it drops next week. Check out the Big Truth podcast. Go get that Gallo art. CasaDeRock.com. I need everybody. Make sure you subscribe to fucking Smokin Word TV. We're taking the game hostage, baby. Remember that.
Don't just subscribe. Leave a comment. Leave a review. Give them 5 stars.
Listen.
Hit the fucking whatever buttons you hit, whatever the platform is. You can't. The more you do, the more you engage, the higher it brings it up, and more people get to see it. You know,
that's what I tell people. The more we do that, when you subscribe and do all that, I'm guilty of not subscribing to shit, but then I realize what it does for the people that you're supporting. It helps them take those groups of podcasts and put it to the next tier where more people get to see it, and it'll be, more in your range. So, what do we got there, Gallo? What do we got there before we out? I see something.
I'm gonna be releasing these guys.
Ooh, let's see. Exclusives. Oh, snizzy. Yeah, I'm gonna need one of those. You're gonna have to. I want to buy one, but I need you to hold me one. I want one.
Yeah,
that's dope. Exclusive shit.
And guys like that.
Whoa! How did you turn color?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm doing the podcast the other night at 4 a.m.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know, right? Like I feel like I'm on LSD. You froze up, but that's good. You guys, that fucking Gallo exclusive. Oh shit! There you go. All right, show me the other one again. Because your camera froze. I want people to see it. Oh shit! Oh, that's hard.
That ain't painted yet.
Yeah, that look great. Look it. You got that fucking Gallo exclusive. You see what I mean? Oh, before we get out of here, I want you motherfuckers to tell my Patreon what's up. Say what's up, fellas.
What's up?
Big Truth Podcast, Gallo.
Supporting the Smokin Word, Patreon motherfuckers, salt of the earth.
Boom. One love, fam. But yo, fellas. Oh shit, boom, you're my big mouth. But listen, on the real, I'm glad I got you two. Tell all the fam I said what's up. I hope I can see you guys in the flesh very soon. Send my love.
Out, right? You're playing some shows in February.
Yeah, we got some shows sprinkled. I forgot where. We're like some Cleveland, Rochester's, and whatnot. So hopefully somewhere soon. But hopefully we can see each other somewhere soon, fellas. But one love. I'm out, and we talk soon, fellas. One love. We out.
Peace.